This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 219 Aussie Mac Zone. We just had a little bit of hiccup there with the beautiful Facebook Live again, but we're running away with it now. So firstly, Zarn, how are you?
I'm fantastic, Michael. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
How are you, Garth?
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome. I have 4 days of work left.
Four
this
days
year.
of work. And then he retires.
Well, no, 4 days of paid work left this year. I'm sure the work won't be done.
So I just turned my air conditioner off. That made a big difference to the noise.
Yeah.
Did.
I thought about doing that, but I decided not.
No. So don't forget, we are presented by athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable competitive plans, 99.95% uptime, domain registration available, free setup, auto setup 24/7, instant activation, accepts PayPal as well as other cards. Over 250 scripts installed with one click, including WordPress, Joomla, and many more. They use the cPanel, which is the industry standard user-friendly, feature-rich control panel, which also makes it easy for when you're transferring from another cPanel group. Just makes things a lot easier. And 24/7 ticket support, friendly help where needed, from $5.95 per month when paid annually. So thank you, Glenn. Merry Christmas to Glenn.
Merry Christmas, Glenn.
Merry Christmas to all the Aussie Tech Heads team.
Yes. So, now, we'll start our Aussie Apple ramblings this week. The reminder, this is our last show for the year, and we will be back in about 5 weeks. But keep an eye on the Aussie Mac Zone web pages or the Apple News and Facebook feeds for news and updates that are special over this period. So, I haven't seen any update to this, but it blew up over the weekend that Apple is close to buying Shazam, which sources say it's about 560 million Australian dollars.
Yeah. In the article that I read, it said, they're speculating $560 million, but it also,
I don't know.
If you continue reading, it said their net worth in 2015 was it 1.5 billion?
1.3 billion Australian dollars, yeah.
1.3 billion. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but if you can buy a
Wow,
bike,
that's a bit of a difference, isn't
So
it?
2 years, if they're sort of drop that much. So I think that Apple's keeping this under their hat, and so same with Shazam, because they've been working together for a long time. So
yeah. So
Because Apple have been using Shazam as the back end for the Siri thing for a little while too, haven't they?
yeah, and they could probably also expand it out to do podcasts in the background. They bought this translation app that doesn't actually go there and translate and put it onto paper for you. It just apparently it translates our podcasts and then goes through and indexes them so that they can search for better things. That's another company that they bought just recently. I can't think of the name of the company, but
cool.
yeah, it's just something that happens in the background. So news.com.au reports Apple is close to nailing down a deal to buy media recognition app maker Shazam Entertainment, and that's according to a TechCrunch article from Friday. Apple could announce the agreement to buy the London-based Shazam as soon as Monday, according to the report. TechCrunch cited an anonymous source saying the deal is worth around 560 million Australia. However, that would be less than the over 1.3 billion Australian valuation Shazam announced after its 2015 round of funding. Reps for Apple and Shazam did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Apple would obviously want to use Shazam to bolster its music business and drive sales and subscriptions from users who Shazam songs. The two companies have had a long-standing business relationship under which Shazam app users can click through it to purchase songs on iTunes that they've identified. Shazam features also integrated with Apple's Siri voice assistant. Privately held Shazam was founded in 1999 and initially worked by using mobile phones' SMS text messaging features to ID a song. In 2008, Shazam was among the first apps in the brand new App Store. Shazam app now lets users identify and share audio, TV shows, printed material, and movie posters, and augmented reality content. The company says its app has been downloaded over 1 billion times by users in over 190 countries, and that it uses Shazam content more than 20 million times per day. So that's not bad, is it? 20 million?
That's pretty good.
So any more thoughts?
So, yeah, look, is it that Shazam? I mean, privately owned. So this is a privately owned company, and we've seen a 1.3 down to 500 odd million decrease, right?
Yep.
In the valuation, which is of course artificial. They're all artificial numbers until it actually happens. But are they just saying, look, this kind of app is not going to be required because it's all just going to be built in, and why now?
I think that if Apple buys Shazam, it will be a regular app on your phone. So when you get your Apple phone, it'll be there. So in case you.
Do you think so? I doubt it.
Really?
Yeah, it'll just.
I don't know.
It'll
That's
go
what I'm
into
wondering.
Siri. You just say, "Hey Siri, what's this?" And
So I think Shazam will probably. Yeah, I think it probably would be.
just integrated
okay, cool.
like Siri. Because remember, Siri was just an app.
Yep. Well, yeah. Now, is there a Siri app on your phone? No, there's not.
No.
There's no Siri app.
That's right.
I'm wondering about Android as well. So you've got the app on Android.
Yeah.
And obviously Apple Music is also available on the Androids. Whether many people use it, I don't know. I don't know what the click through on that is. But is this another way for Apple to get their presence on Android phones?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
Click through to Apple Music and listen here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting to see what they do with the app. Do they just close it down like they do many apps, like very many apps? They've purchased and integrated various parts of the technology, and other times, well, actually, I can't think of a good example where they've just kept the app as it is and left it on the market.
I think the only one still is Workflow for iOS.
Yes, there you go. That's a very good
the
example.
only one at the moment. But
yeah.
We don't know what's happening in the background there because they only bought that just before the iOS 11 announcement, really, didn't they? So
yeah, it was in that time frame, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even if they did integrate it into Siri and it's Shazam, you could always just say, if it's integrated or anything like that, it could be like, hey Siri, Shazam.
Yes.
It tells
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Shazam me.
It certainly has got. It's certainly got a lot of brand recognition, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Kleenex or the VAC of for that kind of recognition type thing. You don't think? Oh, I can't even think of some. There's plenty of other ones out there.
Is there?
It's a dog one, something to do with.
I use Shazam.
Yeah.
I use it a lot actually because I watch a lot of cool TV shows that have got either older music that I want to know what it is or newer bluesy type of stuff that I want to quickly hear it, and so I just Shazam it straight away so I can look through Apple Music later and find it.
See, you Shazam it, you Google it, it's really it's got that much, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what they do. It's interesting.
So, just be careful behind you, son. Sorry.
Actually, that's one other quick thing there. 1999. Who had a clue that it had been around that long?
Yeah.
And so what? You used to SMS off a little MP3 file
Don't know.
to their service, and you got an SMS back.
SMS
I mean, that's kind of
lyrics even.
crazy. That's awesome.
I remember when you could SMS lyrics, and it'd come back and give you a range of songs to choose from.
Oh, okay. That's how you did it. You just sent off a couple of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Cool.
If it's
Okay.
the same thing I'm thinking of when I had my, old Nokia thing, and you'd hear something, and then do that, and then come back, and it'd be like, oh, that's Guns N' Roses, rah rah rah. Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, our next story, I thought this was a bit interesting, actually. So, Johnny Ive returns to Apple design management role after 2 years, reports Bloomberg, not Bloomberg, you idiot.
Bloomberg. There we go. From now on, they shall be known as Bloomberg.
Johnny Ive, Apple's chief design officer, is returning to his management role within Apple's design group after handing off managerial duties in 2015. 9 to 5 noted that Ive's design deputies, Dye and Howarth, were no longer listed on Apple's leadership page earlier today, and news of Ive's return broke from Bloomberg. Bloomberg got confirmation on the record about Johnny's new role. With the completion of Apple Park, Apple's design leaders and teams are again reporting directly to Johnny Ive, who remains focused purely on design. Amy Bassetti, a company spokeswoman, said Friday in a statement. So yeah, as he finished doing his building stuff, so
I don't know. Not too sure what to make of that.
yeah.
And that sort of statement was a little bit contradictory too, wasn't it? He returns to this role where he's being more of a manager, but he's retaining his pure focus. Like, who's managing then if his focus is purely on design?
Yeah.
Who's doing the actual managing of the people then?
Apple said too that two of the other designers were no longer listed in that role. Is that correct?
In the leadership team, yeah. That doesn't mean they've left Apple or anything like that, though.
Where have they gone?
I bet they're still where they are. It's just a bunch of people changing their names on the doors.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Johnny's come home.
That's right.
As an aside, just talking about Apple Park and Johnny, he had there's a particular chair that's very similar to a chair from the 80s or 70s that was a really popular chair that they still sell something like 1 million a day of these particular chairs worldwide, and some of his mates have designed a new chair, and he went and liked it so much that he said, all right, well, we'll have so basically every staff member's got one of these new chairs in a blue colour at the new campus. He bought chairs for everybody from one company.
Wow, okay.
I need to find out what this chair is.
So yeah.
I remember a philosophy lecture that I was at a long time ago where the Platonic chair was the point of discussion. It was quite extraordinary. But anyway, we'll move on from that.
So we've got Apple cracking down on template application, so giving developers January 1 deadline. So Apple's been working diligently over the last year to clean up the App Store and get rid of spam and clone applications. A new report from TechCrunch, however, outlines the effect that Apple's newfound efforts are having on apps built around templates. The report explains that Apple is cracking down on applications that are built from a commercialized template or app generation service. While Apple has included new rules about these types of apps following WWDC in June, only now is it starting to crack down. Apple has been sending emails to companies taking advantage of templates, telling them that any new applications will be rejected. So that's any new applications. It's unclear, however, what approach Apple will take to existing applications. TechCrunch explains that some developers have been able to continue to update their apps, but now fear that Apple could change its tone at any point. So these apps are for like people go door to door and say, all right, they'll go to all the hairdressers in a little town and say, do you want an app for you to take bookings and do advertisements and things? Then they'll go to the next hairdresser and sign them up, and the next hairdresser, and they'll change it around a little bit, but they're almost identical. And also, apparently, takeaway food joints is pretty big too. Same sort of thing, where people have just gone, "Oh, that's a good idea. I'll just call that, like a Word document where you just change the name of the menu from, Harry's Cafe to Wheels to by Porto or something."
See, that kind of thing to me, I don't see. That doesn't strike me as too wrong.
No.
That's fine to me. I mean, where it's this slot game version 155 with different versions of Pharaoh and yada yada in the title.
Yes.
That seems more of a problem. But where it's, I was sort of thinking about this, and like Libsyn, the media host that I use, they will provide a app for you at a given price, and it's basically the same app as anyone can get the same app, but it just means you have an Aussie Mac Zone app, for example.
Yeah.
So fans of the show could download that particular app. Now it'll be pretty much exactly the same, except for different artwork and headings on the document, like you said with Word document.
Yeah, and then
as any other show.
And
but
pointing
it
the
means
RSS
that
feed somewhere else.
Yeah. And I don't know, that doesn't sound too wrong to me.
No.
What's the problem?
Yeah, I agree. It is the ones where they have, here's a game that you can, not Frogger, but
Flappy Bird, for instance.
Yeah.
And then you can get one with a blue background that's called Flappy Bird Blue, and then one with a green background.
Yeah.
It's just,
That sounds more wrong. But where you've got independent people just wanting a cheap way to get an app that serves a purpose for their audience.
Yeah.
Then
So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I
Yeah.
agree.
So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't that basically Squarespace do a similar thing with your web page, but they also give you that choice to make an app for that web page, and that's all template stuff.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? You can go and customize the template and make it a bit your own.
So
but you're building off a
get
template.
web page, and you get a little dongle for your app to go in, and so they can go in and find your web page or whatever. It brings you straight there. This is how Squarespace make their money, and if Mac doing that, then would it be hard for new up and coming businesses that are not as tech savvy as some people would have thought? Okay, I'm going to use this because it's the cheaper way to do it. And then they come with the app, and then Mac are like, well, you can't do that. You need a completely designed new app. Yeah. Well, that's a bit silly. It feels like they're pushing the small guy out of the market. Anyway, yeah.
Interesting to see.
Unless, they're saying template, and we're just reading too much into that. They may be talking about those knockoff games and,
I would say
very
they
targeted,
are.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, interesting little thing, which if you type "Let It Snow" into the Apple Store app, not the App Store app, which is what I did first, I'm going, it doesn't work, you idiot. On iOS for a surprise holiday Easter egg. First discovered by a Reddit user, Apple is getting into the holiday spirit this year. The company recently released an update to its Apple Store app on iOS, and hidden in that update is a neat little Easter egg. Simply head into the app, tap on the search icon in the upper right corner, and type "Let It Snow." You should then see snowflakes start to fall from the top of your display. Pretty cool. And now you can shake the device, and the snow moves like it's in a snow globe. So Apple.
Did you try it and it worked for you?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, I tried it. It didn't work at all. It started raining, and I shook the device, and it started a thunderstorm. It's too bloody hot to snow, you idiot.
I did it and then probably played with it way longer than I should have, considering that I'm almost 20. So I was fascinated by it.
Well, we know what to get Zarn for Christmas, don't we? Snow globe.
Just sit him in the corner.
That's right.
Yep.
A beer in one
Okay.
hand, snow globe in the other.
Perfect day.
Sounds right, actually, doesn't it?
So Apple usually doesn't do things like Easter eggs, so this is a nice little moment in the Apple Store app. That's
Jeez,
pretty out of
they can't even get the
characteristic.
season right. Far out.
Yeah, there should be a burning glare pointing at you as when they're in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, if we do it here, it just should say your phone's too hot.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
inches from the sun.
So don't forget we're promoting
Yeah.
Aussie Tech Radio. Now on Aussie Tech Radio you'll get to hear lots of Australian and New Zealand podcasts 24/7, 7 days a week. Glenn updates them on Fridays. So, and our sister podcast, the award-winning Aussie Tech Security the Aussie Tech Security podcast.
They didn't win an award yet.
Not yet.
Maybe next year.
And the world famous Australian award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast. So, and don't forget, we're also on Apple News under Aussie Mac Zone, and we're on Spotify as well. Aren't we getting there? So I've got a couple of quicker news stories. Apple HomeKit flaw. So in iOS 11.2, which just came out, some smart gadgets were left vulnerable. BBC is reporting that Apple has fixed a security flaw in its HomeKit system that could have let unauthorized people control smart home gadgets such as door locks and lights. The bug appeared in the latest version of 11.2 and could have left criminals unlock internet-connected doors. A researcher disclosed the problem to tech news site 9to5Mac. Apple said that it had now disabled remote HomeKit access for shared users as a temporary solution, and the company's HomeKit framework lets iOS devices control internet-connected gadgets made by a variety of manufacturers. Customers do not need to update the software on devices because the fix has been implemented on Apple's servers. However, some HomeKit functionality will be temporarily unavailable. 9to5 said the flaw had serious ramifications, but it accepted it was difficult to exploit. Apple said in a statement, the issue affecting HomeKit users running 11.2 has been fixed. The fix temporarily disables remote access, which will be restored in a software update early next week, it added. So, very good. Just means that my wife can't
Well,
turn
very
the air
crap.
conditioning
It's
off and
good that
stuff.
they're fixed though.
Yes.
When I heard that,
Okay.
when I read that, for some reason, I just saw people, turning, air conditioners off and on, and just playing horrible tricks on people. Really, lights flashing
Yeah,
and
just sit there and make
Yeah, exactly.
garage door open, garage
Yeah,
door closed.
that's
Garage
right.
door open,
Yeah.
garage door closed.
I didn't think about criminals breaking into my home or anything like that. I just thought about, pranking my
Garage door open.
Yeah, pranking Michael
Everybody
across
walk
the
in.
road. So,
Now-
yeah.
Sega releases Streets of Rage for iOS as a free-to-play Sega Forever title with local network multiplayer mode. The Sega Forever collection has increased in size once more, with Sega bringing the iPhone and iPad port of classic fighting game Streets of Rage to the free-to-play roster, complete with support for cooperative play across multiple mobile devices, and Zarn's wetting his pants.
Yay! Who doesn't love 80s and 90s video games?
So,
I know I do. I know I love them. Like I said last week, I have the Mario Run app and game. It's fantastic. I love playing it. And so this is a new one. I can't wait to get this. I'm gonna go home and hopefully download it tonight. And when I'm at work, working hard tomorrow, I'm gonna play it.
okay. We're a bit dubious about the working hard part now.
Game in one hand, snow cone in the other.
That's right. Snow globe.
Snow globe, yes.
He won't know. Let's get that right. He won't know which way to look though.
Ooh, sparkles. Ooh, sparkles. Ooh. Now, it pays to shop around. With Amazon finally opening in Australia, it still pays to shop around. I found this amazing, some of this. So, Philips Hue White and Colour Wireless Ambient Starter Kit, A19E27. So, that's what it is. Amazon ship price from Australia, $379 Australian dollars plus freight. Apple, pick up in store or ships free, $289.95. So $90 cheaper.
$90 cheaper.
Yeah,
that's
and then another one that I looked up, Apple iPad Pro 10.5 Wi-Fi. So Apple, this is the dearest one. Apple pick up in store or ships free, $979. Amazon Shop, which is AmazeSim, is $925. Or if you go to AmazeSim, their homepage, it's $915. But I just want you to be aware before you all jump for that one. It may not carry the same warranty as when buying from Apple, as it is, quote, direct import. It has 2-year warranty, peace of mind, with free extended warranty locally serviced in Australia. But that's not the same as... That means giving it back to AmazeSim, they take it for a week or 2 or 3, and then get it back to you, as opposed to taking it down to the Apple store. Because it's probably only got, if it's imported, it's only got 1-year warranty, and then they pay the insurance or just cover the insurance themselves, like if you bought extended warranty at the shop. So yeah, you can save money, but you may be without your device for a longer period of time. But yeah, I'm still amazed about the globes in the first place. Like, why they're $90 dearer?
$90 is a huge amount.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
And what's worse is they were available Amazon, like a Black Monday special for like $70 US, which annoys me even more.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess that Amazon's got a long way to come. Yes, they're new. Yes, they're late. And they've still got a long way to sort of impress the Australian consumer on what they're going to do.
But I couldn't find anything in the first couple of searches I was doing. I actually didn't find anything supplied by Amazon as yet. It's all supplied by other stores.
Yeah.
So they're working with other stores at the moment because they're still...
Which is the way they work in the States, but I think they do supply stuff themselves as well. So
yeah, they do, but
Now, what about this? Apple's App of the Year makes sense if you've been paying attention to the news. So, for a picture of what life was like in 2017, look no further than the apps, movies, books, and music that top the App Store and iTunes chart. This week, Apple revealed the most popular titles that iOS users downloaded over the course of the year. In terms of media, the top choices weren't surprising. Mona and Rogue One, a Star Wars story, topped the movies list. Drake was the most listened to on Apple Music. And the most downloaded book titles were ones recently adapted into TV shows, such as The Handmaid's Tale. But among the top apps, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram land in the top 5. But it's Apple's pick of the year that's most intriguing. The one category that feels like a genuine trend, one that wasn't bolstered by Apple's own apps or APIs, is mental health and mindfulness. So over the past year or two, the writer of the story tried a variety in this category, including Headspace, which a lot of people, other podcast users talk about and swear by, and Muse, M-U-S-E, a meditation app that users input from a brainwave sensing headband to guide your zen. As its editor's pick in this category, and on top of that, its App of the Year, Apple selected Calm. The app, which debuted in 2012, includes guided meditations ranging in time from 3 to 25 minutes, sleep stories to wind you down at the end of the day, breathing exercises, and music selections to help you relax, focus, or sleep. Even though mindfulness and meditations apps are a growing trend, you'll notice Apple didn't actually pick one of the most downloaded apps of the year, which included Bitmoji or Snapchat and YouTube. These may have been the most downloaded, but they don't capture the essence of an iPhone user in 2017. Someone desperately trying to unwind but unable to separate themselves from their phone. Calm fits that bill perfectly. So I've got more. There's links in the show notes to more of the story, of course. So has anyone got anything else they want to bring up?
No, sorry, I'm just shopping on Amazon. Hang on. Although there really is nothing there, is there? There's not much there in it, I should say.
No, not yet.
I was reading online earlier today about what do you call it? Rumours about a bigger iPhone. They may be bringing out a bigger iPhone in 2018.
And a smaller one.
And a smaller one. They're talking about bringing it out in the 8, maybe an 8 Plus or something like that. But again, these are all speculations. But I was just reading on and thinking, I actually really like the size of the 10. I have the S6 Plus now. It's a huge phone. It's great. I really do like it, especially for, if I'm on the train and I want to watch Netflix or something like that. It's got a great view, but the 10's not much smaller, and you can still get that same quality of picture. So I don't know if a bigger phone is warranted. I think having something a little bit smaller in your pocket would, is better. So anyway, there were any rumours, so that's what I've been doing today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, my friend?
Garth?
Not from me, I'm afraid.
No. Well, we just play a little. We're just going to talk over this so we don't get a takedown. This just goes with the rest of the show because of what we were talking about. But, yeah, that's interesting. It doesn't play in the background. There it is. So yes, so I want everybody to have a merry Christmas and a safe Christmas.
Yes.
And an awesome little holiday for our part-timer over here.
Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you have a fantastic holiday and with your family, Garth, and I hope you enjoy your vacation. I'll see
Thank you
Michael
very much.
through the holidays, so I don't need to say lovely holidays to him because me being a part of that holiday makes it lovely for you.
That's right.
Excellent. No, I hope you guys both have a good, good break for a couple of weeks there. And listeners, I hope you all stay safe and we see you back here this time next year. Well, not this time next year, but mid-January next year.
Sometime next year when
So,
we get around to
just give those snow globes a bit of a rest, man.
Yeah.
Don't go too crazy with them.
I don't want to hurt my wrists.
No, that's right. Michael, don't you hurt your wrist doing anything else either.
Merry Christmas to our listeners, and remember to keep up on our Facebook while we're on holiday, and tell us anything you want to know about next year.
Yeah, and we do have a couple of people that will be showing up as guests next year already, so we're looking forward to that. And thank you to
Excellent.
our listeners, supporters, and sponsors. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Good night.